Let's begin with homes today, where the hostess is beautiful Mrs. Audrey June Forche. Let's see her presentation.
Hello friends, welcome to Homes Today. My name is Audrey Forche and I'm a RE/MAX agent in Maryland. And today we have our good friend Harpreet Kaur, who is an insurance agent in Virginia and serves the DC metro area. And today we're going to talk about homeowners insurance and some different things that you need to be aware of when getting homeowners insurance for your property when purchasing a home or a condo. And so welcome, Harpreet. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Audrey.
Thank you so much. So first of all, let's talk about what is homeowners insurance. Why do I need it? What is it?
Well, when you buy a home, you're buying an important, valuable asset.
Right.
So you need to protect it.
Right.
How do we protect it? We buy insurance.
Okay.
So you buy home insurance policies, also known as hazard insurance.
Okay.
And it's a package that you're buying.
Okay.
It's not just for the dwelling or the structure. You're also buying insurance for your personal property inside that house.
Okay.
Then you're also buying something we call loss of use. In case there is damage to the property and you can't stay there, then you need to stay somewhere for the duration when the structure is being repaired.
Okay.
So you're buying that, and you're buying liability.
Okay, you do get some liability insurance now in your package. So let's kind of start from the beginning. So we're gonna get our insurance so we can get our mortgage, because the mortgage lender is going to make us have that to purchase our property. So the consumer will look and shop around for different kinds of insurances. And so what are they looking to insure? And let's talk about the deductible too. My theory has always been that you should have as big a deductible as you can stand in the event something happens, because you're using it only in a tragedy, right?
Sure. Don't use it as a maintenance policy for your property.
Right.
So, moreover, if you have a higher deductible, it lowers the premium.
Okay.
So you have to figure out what's a comfortable deductible for you.
Okay.
I would say never have as low as $250.
No, yeah.
The reason being, it will raise your premium, and secondly, you're not going to make claims for under $250.
Right, of course not.
Because if the frequency of claims increases, then there is surcharge on your renewal.
Okay.
So you pay more in premium.
Yes, we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that. So if we want to not do that and also control the premium we are paying and not invite a non-renewal from the insurance company,
Okay.
we need to be careful about what deductible we have and when to make a claim.
Okay, right.
You see, it's not that I have insurance on this, okay, I have a little leak here, let me call the insurance company. Because if you call the insurance company, they will take in your claim, they'll be very happy to take in your claim, and then send somebody out to look at the leak, and if it's going to cost maybe $100 or $200 to fix the leak, they will not pay you anything.
Right, because you have the deductible.
Because you have the deductible, say $500.
Right.
But it will still come in your history.
Right, on the clue report.
Exactly.
And we've talked about a clue report before. So, and if we put too many claims on our insurance and it goes too many things on our clue report, does that make us potentially lose our insurance on our house?
It could.
It could?
It could. It depends. It's different in Maryland, and it's also different across companies.
Okay, all right.
But if you have, say, 2 or more claims in last 3 years,
Yes.
then they tend to what we call non-renew you.
Oh, they won't?
So they'll take you through the term.
Okay.
Like, you know, if your insurance has to come up for renewal on, today is what, May 1st?
Yes.
It's coming up on renewal on June 1st.
Okay.
They'll keep the policy until June 1st, but then they'll send you a notice saying that we're not going to renew it.
Okay.
And if they do not renew it, say a standard company or what we call the standard market does not renew it, then you'll have to go to the surplus or the excess lines where the coverage is much less, but the premium is
Much higher.
yes,
Yeah. So
fourfolds at times. So
it is.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
So you don't want to do that.
Okay.
So you need to be careful right at the beginning.
So let's talk about, we're talking about homeowners insurance. Let's talk about condo insurance also. So when I buy a condo, there's a condo fee, right? So the condo fee will include insurance in that condo fee. Is that enough insurance to cover me when I live in that condominium?
No.
No?
No. And
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you are paying that condo fee, a part of it is for insurance.
Okay.
What we call the Condo Owners Association insurance. But
Okay.
that is for the structure,
Okay.
not the inside of your condo.
Okay.
And when I say inside, it is your flooring, your fixtures, your drywall. None of that is usually covered under the Condo Owners Association insurance. It could be, depending on the contract you have with them.
Okay.
But I would say most often it is not covered.
Okay.
So you need your own insurance for that, because in case of, say, there's a big fire,
Right.
and the entire structure comes down,
Right.
they'll build the structure for you, but it'll be a shell.
They won't put the kitchen
They
back
won't.
in.
They
They won't
won't,
put the
no.
bathrooms back in.
Not the countertops, no fixtures, no sink, no tiling.
And especially your personal property in
Definitely,
property.
definitely not your personal property.
Oh, that's so
so-
interesting. I thought that the condo insurance would put the building and your basic kitchen and your bathrooms and all that sort of stuff back into the condo. That's interesting. But I knew it wouldn't cover your personal items. So you definitely want to have condo insurance. So is that kind of condo insurance? Is that kind of like a renter's insurance? You know, like if you have a rental apartment, kind of a similar kind of a policy?
It's similar, I would say, but not really, because the only similarity is that it has liability.
Okay.
And it has personal property coverage, just like a tenant policy.
Okay.
But in addition to that, it also has the condo coverage, which provides protection for the interior of your condominium.
Okay.
So, you know, it is tenant plus some.
Okay.
Because here you are owning the condo.
Right.
And, you know, or even if you're renting it out,
Right.
you still need a landlord policy for that condo just to protect the interior of the condo.
Okay, and you talk about liability on the homeowners and the condo policies. So the liability, that's if someone comes to visit us and if they slip and fall, or is that what that's for?
Mostly I would say liability, the example I would like to give here is, say there is a fire in your house.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Right.
And the neighboring house also gets affected.
Okay.
Maybe on both sides.
Yes.
Then that is your liability.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, whatever damage occurs in the neighbor's house is picked up by your insurance, because it's the fire in your house that caused the damage to the neighbor's property.
Okay.
So you need to have that liability coverage in your policy.
And
Also, if it snowed and you didn't clear your driveway,
Yes.
somebody is just passing by, or the mailman is just coming in, or what have you, you slip and fall.
Right.
And maybe you have a fracture in your leg,
Yes.
or you hurt yourself, your head, or whatever.
Right.
Then it's the liability part of your homeowner's package that comes into play.
To take care of the
take care of-
person's fracture or
yes.
whatever. So let me ask you this: that you mentioned about the insurance liability if my neighbor's house catches on fire. So I know when I get my own homeowner's policy, I know I have the liability in there. I have to go back and look at how much it is. So depending maybe on how much your house is, if my neighbor's house has damage, do we need to make sure we have enough liability insurance in there? How do we calculate that?
Definitely. There's no way to actually calculate it, but I would say not just worth what your house is, but what your assets, all your assets. Say
Okay.
if somebody has some kind of an injury, which after which he cannot work, or something really big,
Right.
then their attorney is actually going to look at all the value of all your assets and come after you.
Right.
So you need to have enough to cover yourself, and it costs very little.
Okay.
300,000 is what I recommend.
Okay. At a
as
minimum,
well.
don't you
Yes.
think? Especially
You could go up to $1 million.
Yes.
Which is again, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg if you go up to $1 million.
Okay.
So maybe a difference of $50 a year.
And that would be worth it for peace of
Yes.
mind, because
Sure.
you don't want somebody to come after you, because you just never know what
You
could
never know.
happen.
You never know.
You never know. So if we have this policy also, does that coverage protect us if, let's say, we have another property, let's say we have a second home at the beach or something like that, and somebody comes to visit you at the beach. Now, I know the home at the beach will have its own insurance, but does that go back on to your main homeowners? It'll go with each property has its own.
Each property has its own, although if you have temporary premises, like sometimes kids when they go to school especially, they rent an apartment.
Right.
So this liability of your primary home will extend to that apartment also, because that's considered as temporary premises.
For your children?
For your children.
Okay.
Because they're still members of your household.
Right.
So, but it would not extend to, say, a beach house or a secondary house or
Vacation, okay.
vacation home or something like that.
Okay, and speaking of that, so then if you go on vacation with people and you're traveling, and let's say, I don't know, you're traveling and you're going to a resort or have golf clubs, or my husband surfs and paddle boards. If he takes his surfboards, does that help me? Can I use that if like his surfboards are damaged, or
Yes.
his golf clubs are lost,
Yes.
or
Yes.
anything of
Yes.
that nature? So that works for that
You
too.
could use it, but you may not want to use it, because
Because it's a
depending on the
claim.
dollar amount,
That's right.
and you don't want to, like I said,
a
for
claim.
every little thing, you
Oh,
don't
that's
want to
right.
make a claim.
That's right.
So likewise, if there is damage, or there's an accident, damage to the car, and there's some stuff sitting in the car, and is damaged too, some personal belongings, say your iPhone or any kind of
Right.
cellular phone or anything like that. Now, insurance for that or coverage for that comes out of your homeowner's policy.
Okay.
But you don't want to use it.
Right, because then you have it
Because
back
then you have
to
too
the-
many, all these little things.
Yeah.
Because after all, it's your personal property. You need to be responsible for it.
Right.
And use the insurance when it's absolutely necessary to use it.
And that's usually when I talk to my clients, my buyer clients, I'll say to them, here's your insurance. I want you to shop for it. You might get a better deal on your insurance if you have multiple, like your auto. Maybe if you do other insurances with the same company, you may get a discount on those, on the policy. But I tell them, I go, it is for if the house catches on fire, if a tree comes crashing through the roof, if something very tragic happens, that's when you're going to make the claim, when you can't live in your property anymore, right?
Sure. Also, of course, I mean, it depends on each individual's appetite
Okay.
to bear the loss.
Right.
So, but I would say anything small or anything and everything should not be put in a claim for.
Right.
So that you control it, and keeping high deductibles is one way of controlling it.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Harpreet. I think that was really great information today about homeowners insurance, and especially on the condo insurance. Make sure if you are purchasing a condo to make sure that you get a policy. It will protect your personal property and the inside of the condo. The condo insurance is not going to protect you, so make sure that you get that. We thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.